The clocks have gone back, and as the nights draw in, it's time to winterproof your wheels. Hello and welcome to Consumer Advice. I'm Kevin Harris. Now, winter is upon us, and getting the car from A to B often involves greater driving skills and preparation at this time of year. Yet, despite having to do battle with ice and snow, millions of us Brits continue to drive in terrible British weather conditions without really preparing ourselves or indeed the car for the journey ahead at all. Well, here to discuss ways in which we can winterproof ourselves and, more importantly, our wheels, our motoring journalist Quentin Wilson, and also alongside Quentin from Goodyear we have Kate Rock. So welcome to you guys. Thanks for coming in. So welcome to you as well for watching us. Let's quickly remind you exactly how the show's going to work here today. First up then, we're going to discuss how you can prepare yourself and your car at this time of year. And Quentin's going to give us some winter driving tips. And of course, all of your questions will be answered in live that you've been sending into the show. We've had many already. So we are live today, of course. So if you have any questions that you'd like to send in for Quentin and Kate, then please use the box on your screen and we'll do our best to tackle them over the course of the next 15 minutes or so. And of course, if you're tweeting, so many of us tweet these days whilst you're watching the show, just add to your tweet that hashtag, which is Studio Talk TV, and we'll try to give your question a mention in the next 15 minutes. So Kate, Quentin, thanks so much for coming in. We have a cold snap on the way already. I know there's a lot of people walking around London with jackets and coats on, but we're not really prepared, are we, as motorists for this time of year, I don't think.
No, they promised us global warming, and what have we got? Arctic winters. But we've had two real shockers, and all the intelligence is that it's going to be bad this year.
Yeah.
But for some reason we think we live in a tropical climate, so nobody gets ready. And what we're saying, and Goodyear is 100% right in this, just winterproof your car now.
Yeah.
Because as it's deep and crisp and even, it's just too late. So there's things like tyres, there's things like, your washer, screen washer stuff, your antifreeze, your door locks, all this, do it now because it's a sensible thing.
Perfect time of year to do it. And considering, like you mentioned there, Quentin, like we've had consistently colder winters, our driving test doesn't really cater for winter driving either. So perhaps not only the car's underprepared, but us as motorists, as drivers, we're underprepared.
That's the irony. You've got 32 million people in this country with driving licences who have never been taught how to drive in snow or ice, and that's just nuts, absolutely nuts. And when it does get bad like this, we saw it last year, paralysis, complete and utter paralysis. So this is a really good campaign, push to get education, to get people to understand that when you drive your car in the snow, it's very different.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it isn't just about winter tyres, it's also about tyre maintenance in general. Yeah. People may not want to switch to winter tyres, that's their personal choice, but of course, maintaining your current tyres is also very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're quite behind Europe, aren't we, Quentin? They're a lot more up on this, especially like the Germans, the French, who live in the north of Italy even.
Well, you would expect the Scandinavians with their sub-zero temperatures to know all this stuff, but the Germans, who broadly have the same temperature as us and the same number of days where it dips below zero, they now have a law that if it's snowy and you're caught driving on winter tyres, the cops will stop you, turn you round, and I think there's a fine involved. Right. All cars now in Germany, when it's winter, have to have winter tyres on. Now, I'm not saying that we need that in this country, but we certainly need to educate people because, as you well know, they know nothing. I mean, we've got people thinking, well, how do I change these tyres? I'm 66 and things like this. How can I get down? You don't. You just put them on in the summer, in the winter, and then change them in the summer. And your tyre dealer does this. Yeah. And it means that you can go out. Whereas last winter, we were stuck with our cars in the driveway, wheels spinning impotently. It was hopeless.
Yeah, absolutely. And tyres is one thing, but just if we're setting off on a journey this Christmas, what other precautions we've got to take as general motorists? That winter?
Well, it's very important to check your tyres, so check your tread depth. 1.6 is the minimum legal limit. A lot of people don't even know that.
No, exactly.
A lot of people are driving around on completely bald tyres, so that's really, really worrying. Yes. But also checking tyre pressures. Having the right pressure in your tyre is really, really important. Right. If you have not enough pressure in the tyre, you're just going to feel like you're driving on jelly in normal conditions, never mind in snow or ice.
Right, absolutely.
But there's lots of other things like
if you're
you know, the battery's older than a couple of years, just change it. Don't muck about, because it won't stand up with the heater, the blower, the fan, the electric seats, all these things. It's going to go, and you don't want it to go in a blizzard. No. Check your bulbs. And a good trick is WD-40 in the locks. Yeah. Spray them, boot lock, door locks, then your key won't break up. That's such a bad trip when it's, you know, the key break. Oh, what am I going to do? Washer bottle, concentrated washer fluid in it. There's stuff that has a lower freezing point. The normal stuff, put that in now, because again, you don't want your washers to freeze and all this sort of stuff. Clean the inside of the windows as well, that helps. And that pack in the boot, the life-saving pack of the high-vis jacket, the phone charger, spare phone charger, high-energy foods, drinks, blanket, Wellington boots. It's all kind of avoidable, really.
Yeah, because you know we do get stuck on motorways, M25, M1, wherever you are. I mean, only this week.
Or have to take a detour. Yeah. And then if you've got, as most people are at the moment, driving around with a yellow fuel light on, it's no good running out in a blizzard. So half a tank of fuel. And if you just get your head around this sort of stuff, you can prevent all those nightmares you just don't want to think about.
Good preparation for ourselves in the car there as well. And you touched on winter tyres, and that's obviously what we're here to talk about today. But just how important are they? I mean, firstly, I suppose, what is the difference between a summer tyre and a winter tyre?
Okay, you're the expert.
Go on.
Well, there's some key differences between a summer and a winter tyre, and I've brought some props along with me to try and show that. Now, a winter tyre is made with a soft compound, so that's essentially the rubber in the tyre. And if Quentin wants to play a tug of war with me, you can see the difference. So this is a soft compound, which is what a winter tyre is made from.
Very
so you can see how pliable that is. And
really,
how
immediately.
There we go. Now, with a hard compound, which is what a summer tyre is made of.
Right.
I'm resisting all the jokes about black rubber.
And I'm
see, now that is really hard.
You can't pull that at all.
That's a remarkable difference.
Exactly. Now, if you've got a summer tyre in the winter and it is getting even colder, it's going to go harder. And so it's not going to have the same amount of grip. Whereas if you're using the soft compound, that's going to stay soft in the cold temperatures, and it's going to give you that grip that you need.
So it's the compound of rubber, and then is there a difference in the tread as well, or the depth of tread?
There is. You will notice on a winter tyre that there's lots of small sipes, or like slits is probably an easier way to explain them. Now, this is like an expansion of one of those sipes.
It's like a little clamshell, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So imagine there's lots of these within your tread block on the top of the tyre. So inside it's got something called a 3D BIS, which is a block interlocking system.
Right.
Now, as you can see, they fit together.
I
am getting technical now.
I love it.
As you can see, they fit together quite easily, and it gives it a rigidity, so that when you're driving, there's no way of that moving around too much and you losing your precision and your handling. But what that will do is when it's driving along, it will pick up the snow and it will store it inside. Now, snow on snow, if you imagine you're rolling a snowball, and as you roll it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, that is friction. So this is creating friction between the tyre and the road, which is what gives you your grip. So along with the soft compound and these sipes, this is giving you the grip that you need.
And you could hear it. When that fills up with snow and it is in contact with the snow, there's this lovely crunching sound of this grip. And I'm a really cynical journalist, and until you actually experience that. And I went up, well, we'll see it in a minute, but I went up a snow slope. You were there in a BMW with normal tyres on, and it didn't get anywhere at all. Just about an inch's progress, wheels spinning hopelessly, no good. And then with the winter tyres on, and I'm up this thing and round, and no problems at all, no skidding, no wheel spin, no, it stopped exactly. And I felt like that bloke who walked on water. I really did. Incredible security. So
well, I'd like to add my own 2 pence to this, but I think we'll save that for afterwards, because you mentioned walking on water and you mentioned testing summer and winter tyres. So I think it's probably about time that we can see some summer and winter tyres side by side. Take a look at this.
I'm going to demonstrate the difference between normal summer tyres and cold weather tyres. And that difference is not just amazing, but absolutely life-saving. So in a minute, you'll see the decrease in braking distance that cold weather tyres can achieve. So first of all, I'm going to do it in this normal 4-door family saloon on water, which is replicating the sort of grip you'd get on an icy or snowy road. So, the ordinary tyres first. Right, I'm going to approach this rain-soaked track, which will give the same grip as ice at 40 miles an hour. And I'm going to put full brakes on now. And the car just is not stopping. Absolutely to the floor. Hello? That's the sort of distance you have on an icy or snowy road to stop. Same car, just different tyres. Right, holding at 40 miles an hour. Braking. Well, instantly, the car's just stopping. The ABS is cutting in. You honestly had to be here to feel that. Grip, 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 which I just didn't get with the ordinary tyre. That is absolutely incredible. And again, life-saving. So what's the difference? I stopped 7 car lengths sooner on the cold weather tyres than the normal summer tyres. And you don't need me to tell you that 7 car lengths is a huge deal and makes the difference between life and death.
Fascinating stuff, and perhaps quite, shocking and remarkable if you've never kind of seen the difference before.
Jaw-dropping.
Yeah.
Absolutely jaw-dropping.
The difference
and you've got to do
incredible.
it and actually experience the way the car just doesn't stop.
No.
At all. It's just ploughing on. So that's the deal then. You fit winter tyres and you are able to go out and go to work and do all the things you have to do in the winter that you can't do. Or you don't fit them and then you have to stay at home and watch Jeremy Kyle all day on daytime TV.
What could be worse?
Absolutely, I'm going to go out in the snow every single time. But they do make a fantastic difference.
And you just said, we're calling them winter tyres, but you mentioned snow there. I think it's fair to say, here in the UK, even if we don't have snow, at this time of year, we should be putting on winter tyres.
Oh, yes,
we shouldn't think of them as snow tyres, they're winter tyres.
They are, yeah.
And people are confused. What do? You just go to your tyre retailer, he'll sort it all out. And they even have tyre hotels, don't they, where you can just park the car.
Yep.
But you need to confess up now that you've done it, you've been there, you know all about this stuff.
I know all about it. This one's close to my heart.
He's been to the Alps, everybody.
Fanatical skier, ski instructor, driven to the Alps more times than I care to mention. And I have a set of winter tyres that live in my sister's in their garage, and at this time of year, November time in the UK, I will go and get them put on. They'll stay on until end of March, middle of April, and then any trips I do out to the Alps, I'm covered. But then, of course, if I'm driving here in the UK, then I'm covered too. Yeah. And the difference is remarkable. It really is.
And how long have you been doing this winter tyre thing?
Since the one time I tried to drive to the Alps on summer tyres a number of years ago, and never again. Yeah. But I'm a convert in so much as that I leave my winter tyres on when I'm here in the UK, and that's the big difference.
Yeah. We recommend them below 7 degrees.
Absolutely.
So we have over 150 days in the UK which are below 7 degrees. So that's why we should be fitting them all.
Absolutely. Because as well, we mentioned as well, like we're getting these cold winters more frequently here in the UK, and we're seeing more traffic chaos as a result. And I don't think we'd have half the traffic chaos if everyone was on winter tyres.
Oh, completely. And people need to get their head around the cost thing. That there's an initial layout for these 4 tyres, but they're about 5 or 10 or more than normal tyres. Yep. But like you spread that wear over 4, 5, 6, 7 years. It's not a lot.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. And of course, if you've got winter tyres on your car for 5 or 6 months of the year, then your summer tyres are going to last longer as well. So it's like owning 2 pair of shoes.
Right.
You're
but you are potentially saving your life, and it means that if you're a small business, you can actually function in the snow. That's the point.
Yeah, small businesses. Yeah, they're well worth remembering at this time. And you mentioned they're just about £5 or £10 more expensive than a standard tyre. You can get them at most major tyre retailers and they'll fit them for you. It's the same as fitting a standard tyre.
Yes, absolutely. We have had a lot more availability this year, and all of our key tyre dealers have stocked them for this season. So.
And there are even some of the high street tyre firms, no names mentioned, that are doing a 25% discount deal on even winter tyres.
Yeah.
And do it now, because honestly, there will be a rush. Everybody leaves it to the last minute like Christmas. Get them now, get the discount, get them on the car.
Yeah, and get your order in so that you're covered.
Yeah, absolutely. And just general driving tips at this time of year, Quentin, what sort of things
if you want
telltale signs of avoiding danger,
rash enough not to have winter tyres on your car, then you need to take it very, very easy indeed. Remember, you do everything in slow motion in the snow and ice. You don't punch away at the pedals. It's really gentle throttle pressure to keep in as high a gear as possible.
Okay.
And if you see a junction or a set of traffic lights coming up, or there's a car in front of you, leave a huge amount of distance and begin to press that brake pedal really, really early. Don't leave it till the last minute, because you're just going to go bang.
Yeah.
And the accident rate at winter is just mental. It is crazy. So everything, lots and lots of patience, lots and lots of care. And even if you're stuck trying to get out, don't rev the head off the thing. Just gently put it in second or even third. Gentle throttle, you'll get more grip.
Great stuff, good advice, and I can say there are so many people who have been tweeting and sending questions in already, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back we'll tackle as many of your questions as we can. See you in 2. So welcome back to the Consumer Show, where we're talking winter tyres with Quentin and Kate here, and we've had so many questions emailed and texted in already. It's a hot topic at this cold time of year, if you'll pardon the pun. We've got one here from Clive. Clive has put, I fitted my cold weather tyres a couple of weeks ago. Did I do it too soon?
No, absolutely not. I had mine fitted on the 1st of October, which ironically was one of the hottest days of the year. But no, I mean, the winter tyres will give you a decent performance as well. And it's just unfortunate that, well, or maybe not so unfortunate that we have had hot weather, but he doesn't need to worry about that. His tyres will be okay.
I love the OCD-ness of it all. I bet you put your shoes in a row as well. Look, you've got them on your car. If there is a snapfall of snow, you'll be punching the air saying, I was there first, mate.
Yes.
Good for you.
Good stuff. Thanks, Clive, for that question. Another one here from John Taylor. This is coming via Facebook. Can I get away with fitting winter tyres to the drive axle only?
No.
Oh, no. Bad news. It's got to be all four wheels.
Okay.
And if you don't, you'll get this mad thing called lift-off oversteer if it's a front-wheel drive car, and that's even worse probably, isn't it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Right, there you go, John. You have been warned.
In fact, let me just say, John, and everybody, only fit new tyres of any description to the not to the drive wheels, it's to the other. Otherwise, you're going to really upset the balance of the car. People do this all the time.
Yeah.
Don't put them on just the drive axle. Whether it's front or rear wheel drive, that can cause real problems.
Right, okay, good stuff. I can answer this one. Alan sent one, and he says, do winter tyres wear out more quickly? I don't think they do. No. Not in my experience, they don't. I think they're great.
Mileage is the same as a summer tyre, but if you start using your winter tyre in the summer, it will have a wear issue.
Yes. Yeah,
so you can't use them all the year. Well, you can, but they will wear out quicker because obviously the road, the temperatures are higher and the rubber is soft.
Just remember, summer for summer, winter for winter.
Yeah, exactly. And then you'll get the best of both, and they'll both last the length of their life.
Exactly.
Lizzie, busy Lizzie, via Twitter, she's put, when is the best time to swap my tyres to winter? I think you've answered this one.
Yeah, I mean, we generally say from October, so any time throughout October, switch them over, and then you can look towards the end of March and April to get them fitted back to your summer tyres.
Or if this summer is anything to go by, August.
Exactly, leave them on. And just quickly, while on the subject of fitting there as well, you can, I mean, I know this, but you can just go into any tyre retailer and they'll,
It's not a big deal, and if you're nice to him,
for you.
Give him a tenner, 50 quid, they'll do it.
Yeah, definitely.
And you keep them at your sister's?
I keep, I don't have a garage.
Yeah,
exactly. She's got a garage, so she puts them there, and that's perfect.
Yeah.
So,
and they make nice coffee tables as well.
They're good. Well, the nieces and nephews roll them round the lawn, I think. So, free toys too. But YH Lamb has put in, you kind of touched on this actually, Quentin, before. Is there any legislation to change tyres for winter compulsory? So is there any legal requirements to do it? And I think...
Well, this is the problem. I mean, Germany's done it, and I don't like that kind of legislation that bullies people to do things. What the government needs to be doing now is an education campaign and saying this is the difference. It's here, it's now. You can buy this technology on your high street. Do it. I think it would be a sad day if they mandated. What I would like to see is insurance companies giving us a no claims bonus, some form of discount if we've got winter tyres on our car. And recently all the insurance companies said, actually, because they were mental, they were actually charging you more money a while ago because they thought it was a modification to your car. Now we've got a broad agreement with the Association of British Insurers that if you've got winter tyres on your car, it's okay, but give us a discount because we've taken the trouble not to have a crash.
Yeah, of course, of course. And when you see the stopping distances like you saw,
50% less.
Incredible.
Yeah, we've started working with some insurance companies this year to try and educate them because they didn't really know much about cold weather or winter tyres either. So I think it's very important to get there.
We also had a Minister for Transport who didn't know anything about winter tyres
as
well. Yeah, he stood up in the Commons and said that winter tyres aren't for everybody, thinking they had metal studs on them.
No. Yeah. Well, I hope you have now set him straight, Quentin. Or I hope somebody has set him straight.
Yes,
Greta has sent a question in. This is an interesting one, actually. Is it safer in cold weather to have winter tyres or a four-wheel drive?
I think if you've got a four-wheel drive, you're very lucky, and if you've got a four-wheel drive and winter tyres, it's going to be like a Centurion tank. It's horses for courses. Just get winter tyres, and if you've got a 4x4 and you really, really do want to be safe, then go for it. Bring it on.
But there's no need to change your vehicle from a standard car to a 4x4. No. Absolutely not. I mean, I drive a small Fiesta, and I've got my winter tyres on, and I'm up the hill and
maybe
away.
The thing to say is that with winter tyres on, you will have similar grip levels in bad weather to some 4x4s. Well, there's a thought.
If not better.
Well, just mentioning my experience with them, I've got a 9-year-old Peugeot that has been out in snow this deep in the Alps.
Goes like a Range Rover.
And I've never had to put chains on yet. And, if you can just have your winter tyres on and get up the mountain and down the mountain, then that's perfect. Don't have to get out of the car. What else we got here? Other questions coming in. I think you touched on this one actually, Quentin, and I've answered it as well. But where do I keep my 5 winter or summer tyres when not in use? And also, it's not always easy changing a tyre oneself, I think he puts there. So
it's interesting that though, because it does show us, doesn't it, the amount of ignorance on this subject. Think laterally, think out the box. Keep them wherever you can, or the tyre dealership will keep them for you. Or explain a tyre hotel.
What's a tyre hotel?
Yeah, in Europe, where it's mandatory to change your tyres, but also in countries where they're more popular, there are things called tyre hotels. So essentially, a tyre dealership will have a warehouse at the back of their shop where they will store the tyres. They'll label them up for you. They'll keep them there for you, and then usually for a very, very small charge, say, I think somebody told me €5, but of course they're getting the repeat business when you go back to have them fitted again and when you want to change them over. So that's the concept of a tyre hotel. There are tyre dealerships within the UK which have started to do that now as well. So that facility is available at some of the bigger tyre dealerships across the country.
Just worth doing a little bit of research. You might find somewhere locally.
Usually within a couple of 10 miles or so, you will find somewhere that will store them for you.
And there is no suggestion that people should be changing the tyres themselves with tyre levers.
No, exactly.
No.
Only sad people like me have trolley jacks and stuff at home in the garage. Just go to the tyre retailer, they'll do it all.
To the retailer
exactly. Let them get the greasy hands. There you go. Thanks for that question there, Robin. This is an interesting one, actually. We've mentioned insurance companies. Liz has sent a question in, Liz Broom. She says, why can't motor insurance companies take a more proactive role? They could offer insurance discounts for people who do take winter driving lessons, and that may encourage a greater uptake. Plus, I have no idea who offers these types of lessons. Why aren't they advertised more widely?
If there was a prize for the best question, I would award it now. What a good idea, winter driving lessons.
Yeah, why not?
But, slightly knowledgeable about cars I may be, but I can't think of a company that does winter driving lessons. So
not
maybe
even the Institute of Advanced Motorists.
Yeah, so all you hard-pressed entrepreneurs out there, there's a market opportunity.
Winter driving lessons and insurers. Take note. If you've had winter driving lessons and you've got the winter tyres, then give us a break.
But certainly educating the insurers into winter tyres, like I was saying earlier, is very, very important. So that will hopefully move us forward with hopefully some discounts. You never know.
Definitely.
What's going to happen.
God, we're making it sound like Britain is going to descend into an ice age.
Who knows? It might. It's cyclical. It's global warming, isn't it? Who knows? Right, we're nearly out of time, sadly. Quick one. Here we go. What's this one? This is Modus Darts via Twitter. Any tips for the darts fans going to Ali Pally this Christmas, going up that hill?
Fit winter tyres.
Winter tyres, you'll get up there and you'll be able to park halfway up the hill, saunter out jauntily. Hello, look at me. You know,
exactly.
It's
in fact, no, take the train, go there, have a beer, enjoy yourself, and then get someone else to drive you home, perhaps. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for that one, and thanks for all the questions. That is all we've got time for, guys. Thanks so much for coming in. Quentin, Kate, it's been a pleasure talking to you. And of course, thanks to you guys as well. We are out of time. But of course, as always, if you want to find out more about safer winter driving, which is what this has been all about today, then just log on to www.goodyear.co.uk and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.